as well. I mean, obviously those guys had their fingerprints on a lot of the offensive actions that we were doing. Tyler was really in a great groove in that second half. Kyle just kind of orchestrated everything throughout the course of the game. And Duncan, broke free, at all the key times, the swing moments during the game. But I thought we got really good contributions from our bench as well. Caleb, Gabe, KZ came in and gave us some really good defensive switchability, made some effort plays in the paint, offensively. And, it's something we can definitely build on. Our depth is something that we think is really important to our squad.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. Even a guy like Dwayne Dedmon, who started, obviously, most of the time in reserve, guys, it seems like guys did what they do well. Dwayne defended, got the block shots. Casey gave the hustle. Max gave the threes. Is that sort of critical that guys sort of, one, stay in their lane to a degree, but give you what they can give you to sort of round out a night like tonight?
Yeah, like tonight, with Jimmy and Bam out, I didn't feel at all that guys were stepping outside of their game and trying to do more to make up for those guys being out. They just played their roles and played their roles well. Dwayne was really big in the paint for us. He's our big, so he can really challenge at the rim. He can do it, with great technique without fouling. So even if he's not getting a block, he just has great size at the rim. And, we're playing him in those short bursts. So he was able to maintain that throughout the course of the game. And, Max is just getting his legs under him, after being out, for a little bit of time. I think each game he's going to feel more comfortable and being in better rhythm.
And then last one for me, because we've been to this rodeo before. So they get it within 8. They have a 14-4 run. How heartening was that PJ Tucker corner three-pointer to finally give you at least a semblance of an exhale in these type of situations? Thank you.
Well, this road trip was really important for us to be able to go through these shared experiences of close games, game management, learning how to find different ways to win, on the road. So it feels like, really the last 4 games were all similar situations. And I think we just felt a lot more comfortable and more confident, as our team should. The more times you're in those experiences, the more times you're able to find solutions. And, that 3 by PJ was obviously a big solution. And, he just has a way of impacting the game and knowing what's necessary, at different times. And that 3 was big.
All right, up next, we have Anthony Chiang, Miami Herald. Go ahead.
Hey, so how big has Tyler Hero's just shot creation been, especially with Jimmy and Bam out tonight? And not just for himself, but creating for others as well tonight.
Well, there's an intentionality and really a purpose with that second unit, knowing where the ball was going to go and how we were going to generate looks. And that didn't necessarily mean Tyler was going to shoot it every time, but that certainly helps when you know where the ball is going to go. And when Kyle was out and Tyler was in there with the second unit, everybody just felt confident that we were going to be able to generate enough offense. And that, we could run some offense through him and we'd be able to find some open looks. And he made some tough ones, but those are the ones he always works on as well.
And then with KZ, you went with him after the first quarter. What did you like about what he gave you there in those Dedmon minutes in the last 3 quarters?
Well, especially when they went with Muscala, it just gave us another quick, big defender. So we didn't end up having to be in a scramble situation too much, which with that lineup that they have, a lot of times you can be running around trying to chase them, and then that's when the drivers get going. So KZ's, versatility defensively, really helps. And that's ahead of the other aspects of his game while he's developing all those other aspects. But he was able to play to his strengths tonight and gave us a really good boost. I was really encouraged by his minutes. He's been putting in the time. Everybody else on the road trip has really had their opportunities. And finally, KZ had his opportunity and made the most of it. He was ready.
We'll take one last question. Cooper Moorhead, Heat.com. Go ahead.
So you obviously need a little bit of something different from Tyler tonight, but big picture, is he becoming the level of shot maker who kind of creates his own calculus for what is a good shot, what is a bad shot when you look back on the film?
Yes. And if I hadn't seen him so often in our workouts and practices and his summer development, if I hadn't seen all of that, then, maybe you would look at some of these plays and say, well, what else is available? But I've seen him make and work on those shots hour after hour. And he's improved his playmaking ability as well, because most teams now are not just letting him come off freely on pick and rolls. They're either switching and jump switching or trapping him, and his passing and hitting the open guy has really improved. But those traps and jump switches are born out of respect because of his shot making ability, and he's earned that.
And just to follow up quickly, I mean, a lot of teams, you mentioned the switching, but a lot of teams seem to be pushing up on him and pressuring him quite a bit. How is he handling that sort of on-ball pressure when there is no screen? It's just him and his guy.
He's really improved. That's what he's spent the summer in the weight room for, to be able to handle that kind of physicality, and his skill level, working on his ball handling, his skills. He's not an easy guy to pressure anymore, not with his physical durability and his skill set, working with Coach O endlessly on his ball handling. If you crowd him too much, he's going by you, or he has a way of being shifty enough to find an advantage.